Alright, good morning. You guys hear me in YouTube land? Please let me know. You hear me? Good, thank you. Alright, I'll be back in a minute after the disclaimer stuff. If I can find it. Where did it go? Not sure why it's not working here. Hold on a second.
Risk disclosure statement. There is a risk of loss in trading stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, derivatives, options, forex, and cryptocurrencies. This risk can be substantial, and therefore investors should carefully consider their financial suitability prior to trading. Past performance is not indicative of future performance. The software, strategies, chat rooms, websites, and any associated websites or digital venues are for educational purposes only and should not be construed as an express or implied promise or guarantee that you will profit that losses may be limited in any manner whatsoever. User may information accepts sole responsibility for the outcomes of their deployment and most apples and trader, LLC, and any associated companies, agents, management, owners, and customers harmless without reservation. Please trade responsibly. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, Rule 4.41, hypothetical and simulated trading performance results have certain inherent limitations, some of which are described herein. No representation is being made with any accountable is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those shown. In fact, there are frequently sharp differences between hypothetical or simulated performance results and the actual results subsequently achieved by any particular trading program. One of the limitations of hypothetical performance results is that they are generally prepared with the benefit of hindsight. In addition, hypothetical trading does not involve financial risk, and no hypothetical trading record completely accounts for the impact of financial risk of actual trading. For example, the ability to extend losses or adhere to a particular trading program in spite of trading losses are material ones which can also adversely affect actual trading results. Because these trades have not actually been executed, the hypothetical results may however overcompensated for the impact, if any, of certain market factors such as lack of liquidity. There are numerous other factors related to the markets in general or to the implementation of any specific trading program which cannot be fully accounted for in simulated trading or in the preparation of hypothetical performance results involved, of which can adversely affect actual trading results.
This trade room and this webinars are not intended to mirror my trades or to give specific trade recommendations. Analysis themselves, I share trades and such trades and I take myself based on my personal analysis. With all performance trades, I identify specific areas, trades and niche themselves, but ultimately decisions. Trading is extremely risky and unique to my personal trades, use of your own risk, and potentially use your entire account even more. I thought it was profitable and I put 2 drawdowns on my trading accounts. The spreadsheet that I have access to is my personal spreadsheet that I use at zone values and ATR values, and I'll give away exact prices for my trades. You can see when I add zone pricing to the master spreadsheet as well as prices for the trades, whether you might go long or short. You have the ability to copy the spreadsheet, mirror your own values, and use mine to confirm zone prices and to vary and draw zones for yourself. The spreadsheet is not telling you which direction trades, and it has entry prices and stop prices for both long and short positions and the trading perspective.
Alright, good morning. Equity markets are in a holding pattern here. I was short NQ on the open off this Izzy zone here. Volume event up into there, and then a new event came in and I trailed my stop. I actually should have flipped long here. I didn't do it, so it's probably gonna cost me. I had a bunch of stuff going on at the time, but anyway, I shorted this guy here, first move out on the Izzy zone that I just showed you, and then this event came in, and then this event came in. I trailed my stop to that, so I stopped out. I got out of some down here, so this is one of my important areas that I watch. I believe it was the market profile composite. Let's see here. Yeah, so I got out of, I had 7 on and I got out of 4 here, and then I stopped out of the rest. So these are my important areas that I pay myself as the money market makes money available to me, as we talk about all the time in the, this is the document I use where I get out, the trading in the zone document that you need to have internalized every day. I tell my trade room. Anyway, these are my areas that I will get out of my trades as the market moves in my direction. So we'll go over these as we put new trades on. Hold on there. There's been some problems with Rhythmic today too with the Apex dome, so it's like I have these phantom positions on. There was a new event here as well. There was the sell ice, and now there are also sell stops here. So I'm waiting for this thing. So this is my filter for certain trade strategies that I have, bark and lick. Anyway, this is trying to pull. I can take potentially longs off of these. I do have shorts working here too, depending on what happens out of here. I had them working off of this event, waiting for the number to come out, the home sales number. So I still have these shorts working. I'll go over that here in a second. And I could take it off that too, but I already have shorts working. We'll go over these. But if this turns out, this newest setup turns out to be a bullish setup, then I'm going to go long, bark and lick. like I said, I should have already been long off of this. I just didn't get that on earlier. So right now I have the shorts working. If this market moves away from these zones, lost my chart. So this is a move back into this original Izzy zone that I shorted earlier, right, with the volume event. So if this moves out of here, I'm taking it. You know, this market, these markets look like they're going to get smoked, but every time they look like they're going to get smoked, they do that. So, you know, I don't trade what I think, I trade what I see. So, you know, if this newest event turns out to be a bullish event, I'll take longs, even though I think this is going to struggle to get back through that guy and that guy. I'm a day trader. I'll take longs if the real-time volume events tell me to go long. Other than that, this fails out of here, I'm taking shorts. So I don't know what I'm doing yet until this. I got some S&P sellers too. Until this. This is where I had this original one working, and then again you can get short off of that too. It'd just be a worse price. My entry. So this is a zone drawing tool. I'll go over all this. I'll post this here in a second to get access to this. This yellow line is where I would enter. You can see it's in the middle of that zone, so I moved it out of here. So if this happens to hit this blue line, that's the ATR line. That's how I distinguish whether these volume events are bullish or bearish. Then I will cancel my short and I'll look long. But right now I have aggressive shorts working here if this moves out of here. So again, I don't know what I'm doing yet until these last two volume events show their hands. And that's how I trade, right? We just got something in ES, sell ice. I believe this is an Izzy zone, so I can't short this as well. Let's see. Yep. So we get sell ice. Market moved a little bit out of here. It was out of here and before the open, came back in. Here's your sell ice. I will take an Izzy short here off the sell ice event. My entry should be right here at this yellow line. That's where it says short aggressive. I take Izzy trades. Well, we'll go over that in a second. Let me get this working. I'm not going to enter in this prior zone though. So, right, prior volume event. This is where traders are caught up. Guys, you know, there were pukes and whoever bought is coming back in here. A lot of guys, you know, these events usually elicit some kind of bounce. So I don't enter as best as I can in the prior events. So my entry should be at 67.25. I'm moving it down to 65. So I'm willing to risk that extra 2 points so I don't enter right in the middle of this prior event. That's just one of my rules. You know, if you are extremely bearish and you're like, let's go. I mean, the market does look bearish right now, short term. You can enter right there. I'm willing to risk 2 more points to get out of this zone. So let me put that in here. So everything's on this. Hold on one second, guys. Everything's on this spreadsheet on what I need to do here. So on this zone drawing tool. So it's showing me my position. I can put on 1.1 normal ES mini. I'll trade the micros, so I'll put on 11. You just times it times 10. We'll go over all this, and I got to get this in quickly here. So it's 65. All right, that is on. All right, so I filled right at 65 here. Again, I should already been in this up here. I just liked it to go through that zone. So I'm short ES Izzy. This may have been something else too. Let's see what other areas are here. Let's see if this was a. We'll go over these trading strategies too. I just haven't had a chance to get over there. This was a pick trade too. So profiles encourage. Just one of my strategies here. Got your volume event there. So I'm going to put on that trade as well. I'm missing the action on here. Did I fill? Hold on one second here. I'm trying to find this count. I need to put this on. 12. All right, so I missed the pick trade. If it comes back to 65, I'll put that on. But at least I got the Izzy trade on. And I just shorted NASDAQ as well, I think. So let's see. Yeah. So I had my order. We went over this already. This was the Nasdaq Izzy. I had it working there. I moved it out of the zone, so I just filled right there. So I'm short ES and NQ. Numbers are out, so don't worry about that nonsense. We got of course, we got a Fed guy here. He's not for he's not for a little bit. 9:05 my time. That's not for 2 hours, so I'm good to go there. I don't have to worry about Fed clowns coming in and saving the market like they always do. All right, so I'm short. It was actually this event. Filled. My stop goes. I can trail my stop to that's the newest event. So 64.50. We'll go over this. Yes, I'm risking 65 points on this trade, but the way I trade, I'm incorporating ATR, average true range, 5-minute average true range. That's this. That's the blue line on here. That's why I'm incorporating the current volatility of the market and these volume events. So this is how I get in, and this is where I get out. I don't let these algo. I do my best not to get algoed out of these trades, because you can see right here, this is what, all these traders that love to put in these static stops where I want to make 20 points in Nasdaq risking 10. Well, you're just opening yourself up to that. It may work sometimes, but you do that over the long run, it's not going to work out for you. I can already tell you that. So when I put on position trades, we have two different types of trades we do in my room. They're position trades and then reversion trades where we play. It's more of a scalp where we trade back to the volume event. Position trades is where I'm going for bigger moves. So yeah, I'm risking 65 points here, but I think if this thing gets rolling, this could be at least 65 point trade, a 1-to-1 trade or more. So that's how I trade these position trades. Here's my stop at 65. Put that in. I gotta put my ES stop in as well. 65. Alright, that is working. Alright, of course, as usual, filled basically to the... I went down a little lower. I usually complain because I'm filled to the tick almost every time. Alright, so here's ES. So we shorted off this event here. Nice move so far. I can put on the Izzy. The pick is not filled yet. If it comes back to the pick price, I'll get in at 65 too. Now what I do is I start looking for areas where I will piece out of this trade as it moves in my favor. So ES, I'm not seeing a lot here. This has to be adjusted here. So I don't see much for me where I get out until this market profile composite high. So that's at 54-ish. So I'll watch that area. That's only about 5 points away. And then my ultimate exit will probably be, depending on what happens down here, is the Ludwig level. We call them lugs. Very powerful support and resistance area. If this gets down here, that'll be extreme standard deviation of VWAP. It'll be the lug. It looks like it'll be right around point of control for this profile. So very likely I'll get out of this full trade down here at 45 if we can get down there. I'm under no illusion this is going to go straight there because these markets, it's like pulling teeth trying to get this market to sell off. I was short yesterday all afternoon, and then it finally broke. It was the most torture, one of the most tortured days I've seen in a while. It actually, the day before was the same thing, and then it finally sold off right after the close. It was a little ridiculous, but anyway, I'm under no illusion this is going to be an easy trade. So I am short both NQ and ES, so I'm currently long crude. I should have been out of some here. Hold on. No, of course not. Where's that order at? So traded up to 18. I don't know why I didn't. No, I didn't. I had a resting order here at 18. Would I miss it by a tick? I'll go over this trade here in a second, but of course. So I had an order up here at 18. I did not fill. Now it's down 20 ticks from there, so that's not cool. So this was the crude long that I put on earlier. We're talking about it in my trade room. I said this was a very important area. In crude, still a bullish market. This is big balance, multi-week balance. Market broke out. So many times these markets do this juke move. They'll come back to either the top of this balance and then go, or the high volume node, which is the middle of a balance area. So when the question was posed in my room, there was a volume event right in this Izzy zone. I said I'm going to take that long. This is a very, very important zone. If that were to break, then that would be, this is one of the best trades in trading, a failed breakout of balance. And then, so anything below this zone, if it does come back, I will trade double size shorts. You know, if I get the volume event, so on and so forth. But I did take this Izzy long. Hopefully my room took it too, because we were talking about it. My trade room. And that was off this event here. And I'm very bummed that I did not get filled up here. It's not cool. It's right back to the zone. So that was this volume event here. Got a Dumb and Dumber, one of my 6 distinct SI setups that I named. Took that aggressively. I actually entered here. I did the same reason that I always do. I try not to enter in these prior zones. So the entry was here. I moved it up to here. Filled there. This came in. New event. Trailed my stop to that. I got it just outside this zone. So hopefully it doesn't come all the way back on me. I wanted to get out of some up here. This was a market profile composite. Again, paying myself as the market makes money available to me. And I just missed it. So that was... If I was watching, I would have just got out. It was a tick or two away. Anyway, this is what I was looking at. That's why I wanted to get out of some up there. Missed that. And then you had also daily value area VWAP, confluence. I would have got out if I had my eye on it. I did not. So hopefully it doesn't burn me and come all the way back. Even if it does, I'm not gonna. It's gonna basically be a scratch trade, right? I'm gonna lose like 10, 15 ticks because I got in here. Now I'm trailing my stop to that. So my original stop was way down here, right? Off of this event. And then as I get a new event, I trail. That's how I trail my stops. So this does come back. I'll scratch it, but that sucks because I would have been out if I had my eye on it. But not all of them, but I would have been on some. So I'm currently long crude. This is showing very bullish tendencies with this buying tail right where it should have done it. If I get bullish events going forward, I'm going to trade them double size long. So we'll see. And if below that zone that I showed you, I'll trade double size shorts. So we'll see. All right. Of course, like I said, this is fully expected. The pulling teeth short in here. This thing's been going off the entire time, and the market will not break. Let's take a look at Hero. It's another thing I keep an eye on. So that is good for my short. You can see the options activity in the Mag 7 is at its lows, so hopefully that'll keep rolling down. We'll go over this too if we get a chance. The very important level here in ES, though, according to Mr. Brent from Spot Gamma. So this is a very important support level, and you can see it's kind of just hanging here. So if this can get motoring down, it could get ugly. So let's just read what he says and try to go over this every day before I start trading. Some of these things. Where am I? There we go. So yesterday, despite AM futures declined, the 5260 area, there were large positive gamma strikes that kept the SPX in a very tight, and it was very tight, 15 handle range. This morning we see AS futures indicating the SPX will open near the key 5250 support. So he's talking about the cash market, right? So 5250 is in the futures. It's 5266. So with large nearby positive gamma strikes having, oh wait, this morning, yeah, I read that. And then he said with large nearby positive gamma strikes having dissipated. What does this mean? More volatility, i.e. larger trading ranges. So that's good for us day traders, right? It's been absolutely brutal. So hopefully it'll open up today, and hopefully it's going to open up to the downside because I'm short. Under 5250, we're expecting a clean move down to 5210. When he uses this kind of talk, verbiage, pay attention because it usually unfolds, right? So we're under there right now. If we can get one more leg down, I think we're gonna get a clean shot there, like he says. So we'll see. If it doesn't, then you have to adjust. But I'm not putting on trades because of this. But the point is, when you see him talk like this, if I remember, I was saying I get out at that 5240 area. Well, I may hold some into the blue lug here. If he's calling 5210, actually, I think that would be the same area, wouldn't it? Hold on. No. So I may hold some here with that thesis that he provided, right? And I just filled on that other the rest of that, or my pick trade too. We got a Russell set up too. So anyway, this came back. I filled on my, now I'm short pick and Izzy. Now I got to put my stop in. It's up here. So this is exactly what goes on every single day. It is like pulling teeth when you're in shorts, right? So, I mean, I follow my rules. I got my volume event in an important area, my Izzy trade and my pick trade. My stops up here. Then I just wait, right? I was hoping a new event would come in so I could trail my stop, but that did not happen. Let the torture begin. So this is... So my stop's up here at 77.50. I'll get back to spot cam here in a second. I'm just putting these orders in here. All right, those are working. And I'm still short NASDAQ as well. So, you know, when you have an edge, this is what you do. Like, this feels terrible right now. Obviously, I'm not panicking out of this trade. If it trades up here, I'm out of the trade, on to the next one. I don't let these algos snap me out of trades. If this can push, the way I look at it is, so I got short there. If this is able to push the ATR back, if it's able to push through the zone, if it's able to push another ATR plus, then I say, uncle, you win, on to the next trade. That's what an edge is, guys. If you think trading is anything different than that, you're in the wrong business, right? It's probabilities. You continue to put on trades if you have an edge. Most traders don't know if they have an edge or not, or they think they have an edge and it works for like a week and then it stops working and then they're on to the next thing, right? I've been doing this for 7 years. I know this is the best edge you can ever have in futures trading, in my opinion, is knowing are these volume events, and we'll get to this one in Russell too. The real-time volume events, especially when the big money is playing, like right here. You see this big money's coming in. This is huge size for Russell, by the way. You had 400. The threshold, meaning tradable event, is 150 in here, where that's where it will draw the zones, 150 and higher. Well, this alone was 410, and you got another 900 here. So this is almost 1,300 sell ice in this area. And for those of you that don't know what icebergs are, they're hidden orders in the order book. So you can see the order book. There's nothing here, right? So it comes up, and people think like this market was rallying up, and they think there are a bunch of 30 lots and 40 lots in here, 50 lots, and then they run into 1,300 sell ice. I think the crude. What time's the natural gas is normal today. Crude comes out at because Monday was a holiday. Crude number comes out at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock Central. So I don't want to be holding this crude long into that number. So hopefully it'll come back up here. If it does, I can get out of some. So anyway, this is a ton. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to combine these two zones. They're basically back to back, and this is pretty obvious. This is the same house for this kind of size, right? Meaning I don't want to trade, I don't want to split hairs and trade this individual zone. I'm just going to make this one area. My handy dandy drawing tool here. I'll post so you can get access to this puppy. Yolan, he was a trader in my trade room, developer, brilliant dude. Developed this zone drawing tool. It's saving me years off my life from drawing these zones manually, as you've seen for the last 7 years on these webinars. All right, so that zone is this. Let's just take a quick look where we're at. I can maybe be short all three markets. I'm sure that's going to work out in this market environment. But once again, here we go. There's your Izzy zone. I'll take the trade, right? It's scary because these markets will never die. Volume event, important area. Here's my entry, 48. Here's how many I can put on. So I can put on 10. I can put on one future, one regular RTY future, or the M2K, which is the micro. I put on 10. I don't put on one. If I can put on 10 micros, that allows me to get out of some as the market moves in my favor. I don't want to be all or nothing if I put on just one, right? So you see, I'm not just jumping in a trade here. This is an important area. There's huge sell ice. Do you see me just getting short here? No, if it moves out of here, these are my criteria to get short this market. On the flip side, if this turns out to be a bullish event, let's take a look if I could put on trades here. This is trying to pull right now. algo guys. So this is my filter for other trading strategies, and I'll go over that list here in a second. I could potentially take longs off of this, depending on what happens here. So I don't know what I'm doing yet. I wait to whatever way the blue line here is the ATR. Whatever way this can push out of here to the ATR is going to tell me what I'm doing with this volume event, and that's how I trade them. It's from years and years and years of experience of trading these. That's how I determine it. You know, when I first saw this thing, like a kid in a candy store, I would get the sell ice event. I'd be like, oh, look at all that big money selling. I jump in right here, right? And I learned the hard way that's not the optimal way to trade these. When you can push an ATR out of here, that's telling you it has the strength in that direction, and that's where I will get in, right? So we'll keep an eye on this, and then that should be a fun time being short all three of these markets. You guys got questions, throw them in the YouTube channel. I will answer in there. So I was on to my usual rant here, right? 5 truths. Anything can happen. You don't need to know what's going, or do you know what's going to happen in order to make money? There's a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that define an edge. Meaning, if you have the edge, you keep putting them on. If you lose, you keep putting them on. If you have another loser, you keep putting it on. If you have 5 losers in a row, you don't shy away. You keep putting them on if you know you have an edge. That is the key to all this, is I know this is the best edge for me that I've ever seen, right? So I don't sweat it if I have a loser, 2 losers, 3 losers. I know over a large series of trades, just like a casino dealing cards over a large series of trades, I have the odds in my favor, right? That is what trading is. We got natural gas number here coming out. I just want to keep an eye on this crude so I don't miss another. If it comes back up here, I don't miss my exit like I did the first time. Let's see if you guys got any questions. Can I go over NQ targets for my short? It's being a little presumptive. You act like it's going to sell off or something, but yeah, it actually moves you can see it's just bouncing around here at this yellow lug. So the lug with levels, the yellow lug is usually like the mean or the point of control, and this is where you get this kind of trade, right? So obviously, I'd be looking at blue lug. This is right where I got filled, so I don't really see much here. I mean, I wouldn't get out of this point of control because it's basically 20 points away from my entry. So I'm looking at bottom of this guy and blue lug would be my ultimate targets. This thing can get rolling. But other than that, for me, you guys might have different levels. You may have other things you think are important. That's fine. If you got short with me, if you're short and you see like you like the Bollinger Band or 200-day moving average or whatever you're looking at, it's not for me to decide what you think is important. Pay yourself as the market makes money available to you. For what I look at, I would not get out of this trade until it got to at least blue lug, and or if I got an opposing volume event, then I would trail my stop to that. Other than that, I'm just letting this work and watching my teeth being pulled, sitting in shorts. Let's take a look at ADD. So yesterday was a really weird day, right? ADD was almost trend down all day long, and the market just would not break because the Mag 7, the highest weighted stocks were basically on their highs all day. The overall market was sitting on its lows, so the market just would not break. And then finally, right after the close, the thing dropped. S&P dropped like 20 points, and I think Nasdaq dropped like 100. But it was brutal. Today, this is bullish right now. The overall market. You're not going to get a meaning. So you see here, this is the tick. So this is just showing you the stocks that are upticking and downticking. This is the NYSE tick and the Nasdaq tick. This market is not going to sell off meaningfully until this tick starts to tick at least below 0. So I have this going against me right now on these trades. Does that stop me from taking a short? No, I'm short, but I am under no illusion this is going to be an easy short until this thing can start tagging close to the minus 1,000 line, right? So you can see this, it can't even break a 0. I'm in for some torture here, if not a stop out, because the overall market is not agreeing with the shorts right now. Things can change, so we'll see. On the flip side, it is a good thing for my shorts that market looks pretty bullish, very bullish on the internals, and this thing's not rallying. So that could be something to, and that's another thing, right? So it's a divergence, right? So everything, the overall market looks bullish. This is not really doing much. So what do you think is going to happen if the overall market starts to sell off and this thing was already not doing anything? Then it's going to get killed. And we already know that down to 52.10 per spot gamma could be a straight shot. So I got a lot of ingredients here. If the overall market starts to move lower, it's going to get interesting. The overall stocks, I'm saying. So we'll see. Trades are on. The torture continues. What else do we? Oh, I want to get this Russell trade into so I can get all three on for maximum torture. Oh, we talked about this. Let's see if this. What was that? Oh, I can put out additional shorts here too, I think. Hold on. Is this a bark? Yep, I should be short bark and liquor too. This should be fun. All right, so we'll go over these here in a second. I'm already short Izzy and Pick and Q. Now I'm gonna short. Hold on, NQ. Okay, those are on. So what I did here, this is another trade. So we already went over these other shorts, right? So I got short Izzy. Buying that in here. I also watch this Izzy zone too as this moves lower. We were talking about places to get out. We'll keep an eye on that if this does move lower. But now what happened here, this is another trading strategy, and this is the usual hit your ATR, come back to the zone. So for this pattern, ATR retest confirm, I will take what they call a bark, what I call a bark, blind ATR retest confirm, and then a lick, which is basically a bark, but then I'm going for liquidity. I actually need to look and see if there's liquidity here for this trade. Let's see. I'm not seeing much liquidity, so I probably should not have that trade on. So I'm going to cover that trade. This is stuff you need to look at before you put the trade on. All right, so I got bark on. I took the lick off because, yes, this is liquidity right here, but I don't count this as liquidity. These are algos screwing with people. I want to see bands of liquidity, right? That's what I want to see. It's like this. Here's a perfect example in natural gas, right? And you can see the market's starting to head down here. It will very likely get to here. See all this liquidity in natural gas? This is resting orders. These are guys that want to get filled. They held this liquidity. They held the orders in the order book into the number. That means if this thing was a bearish number, it could have ripped right through them. What does that tell you? That means they want to get filled. They're not wanting to get long potentially and afraid. They want to get filled, and these are like magnets. So when you see this, you don't say, wow, look at all those bids down there, I want to go long. It's actually the opposite, right? This is like a magnet for the market. Doesn't mean it's going to go down there right now, but say I got a volume event, I can take ATR retest confirm, and this would be my target for one of my strategies. So I keep referring to these strategies. They're all in this document. You get this as part of my trade room. These are all the trades I'm trading. Slug, stop run at major lug, liquid. This is a lick trade. The ATR retest confirm. Okay, I have Izzy trades on right now. Here's the blind ATR retest confirm. Here's the profiles and curves, the pick trade. So I'm just trading at the market profile, composite edges, so on and so forth. So these are my trading strategies. All right. This is 5 points in my favor. Maybe I should just get out. Because I know, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to get out, but I still know I'm probably going to be tortured here. If this can just get a leg down here, if anything, we'll get some stop runs and I can trail my damn stop for the new event. Hopefully Hero is heading lower, and that's what's causing this. Let's see. Yeah, Hero's on its lows for S&P. Let's see, Mag 7. Yeah, so this is why. So this is exact opposite of what was going on yesterday, right? Yesterday, the whole market was almost trend down. It was the ADD was minus 1900, and Mag 7 was up here. The market would not break. Now, Mag 7's on its lows, and the overall market is bullish. So my point is, if we get this overall market moving lower, the ADD, the tick, this thing's going to get smoked, very, very likely. So on the flip side, the overall market's very bullish right now. If this turns up, I'm probably screwed. So again, I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I follow the volume events and put it on. I'm just giving you a synopsis of what the different thesis of what the if-then scenarios, right? So trade's on. If the Mag 7 turns up, I stop out onto my next edge, next setup, right? So we'll see. It is, again, it's a sign that the market is not, the ES is not rallied with the overall market that bullish. So got that going for me, which is nice. Let's see. Oh, I want to put my Russell trade in too. Forgot about that. So if this moves down, here's my entry. Short aggressive 20, 54.9. I could put on 10. Get that in. This is the Izzy. So that is working. It's just sitting in the zone right now. 1,300 sellers. All right, there we go. We got it set up in NQ. Now I can trail my stop. So that's a good thing. That's how I trail my stops. I don't put my trades in arbitrarily, right? I mean my stops. Where is this thing? I'm not sure why it's not drawing. Oh, it's still coming in here. So 280 buy ice. So this could get interesting here. We need the overall market to start to turn over, and this is going to be a free fall. All right, here's your new zone, right? So this is how I trail my stops. We already talked about this. My stop was way up here on these Nasdaq shorts, right? Now, new event. I'm going to bring them down here. I got to make a decision. Do I want to stop out right in front of the zone, or do I want to put it above? In these market's conditions, I don't want to risk another 30 points here, because especially with the market, this is what you, like we just went over the thesis, right? Overall market's bullish, right? Do I want to let this thing come all the way back and then risk another 20 points to get out of these volume events up here? No, I'll just, if this comes back, I'll stop out, basically scratch, I'll lose like 15 points on it or whatever it is, on to the next trade. So I'm not, we just talked about if you can, don't stop out right in front of the zones or in them, move them out. But you got to use some your thesis of what's going on. I don't want to risk another 40 points here. If I was very bearish right now, I would say, yeah, risk another 40 points. But the overall market is bullish, so on and so forth. So I'm going to trail it to 17 for my Nasdaq. If it comes up, back up, then I basically scratch the trade. Put these in here. 17. Sorry guys, I gotta go through all these accounts and put all these stops in. All right, that's working. All right. I think that's all I got on. Q. Oh, Bark. I had Bark on as well. I got 3. Do I have 3 shorts on? Yeah, I got 3 different shorts on in NQ. All right, that's working. Those are working. Comes back to 17. I'm out. Giving it the old college try here. Now with this new event, I can do my same trades, right? New event. We go ATR retest confirm. I can put on Bark. There's no lick. We already determined that. But I can add to my Bark trade. So this is the great thing about this too. On a trending day, like I got short Bark that one, right? If I get that again, I can be adding to these trades, right? And you can see this is. Now we got another event. Perfect. Right? But anyway, on a trending day, you can keep adding to the trade, and you're just trailing your stop to the most recent event. All right, so now, let's see where this stop is. So this is even better, right? Now my stop is moved. Do you see I'm not trailing my stop, so I make sure I make money and don't lose money. Here's your stop. I'm going to move it just out of there, so I'm not stopping in the zone. I'm going to put it at 89.50. Right, so now if it comes back, I'm gonna make 10 points on the trade, which is basically a scratch. But I'm letting the market tell me what to do, I'm not imposing my wants and needs into the market. Meaning, I'm not trailing my stop just because I like my profit right now. I'm trailing my stop because of something that happened in the market. That's all I tell you guys to do, and this is where most traders fail. They don't want to do that, and they trail their stops to somewhere where they don't want to make or lose money. Hold on, I'm trying to do this while I talk. I'm not a good multitasker here. Hold on, 50. All right, that's working. And then what's the other one I have on? Oh, Izzy. My Izzy trade. Goodness gracious. All right, this is getting interesting. I got to keep an eye on the ES here too. So, I mean, if this overall market turns over, this thing is going to get killed, right? It's selling off. Let's see if we're even getting negative ticks. This is such a weird market the last couple days. Look at this. This thing cannot get below zero. This is really strange. So I'm ready to hop out of some of these if we're in an area here in ES. I already got 10 points in this puppy. Let's see here. Yes, I'm getting out of half right here. This is what we talked about, right? You got market profile composite, standard deviation. I'm out of half of these ES trades. It keeps going great. I had 15 on. I'm getting out of. I should make it out of 10 here. There's that. Which one is that? 112. I could have swore I had something. Another account on too, but it's not showing here. All right, so what I'm doing here is what? I'm paying myself as the market makes money available to me. All right, I still have some on for the bigger trade, for the 3R trade that everyone's like, well, I put a trade on, I demand 3R. Yeah, I love 3R too, but I'm not going to ignore important areas as the market gets to those areas. Right here, this was a market composite high. I already know we've gone over the overall market, so on and so forth. We already know it's like pulling teeth being short here. These markets will bounce just like it's doing right now in a heartbeat. So I got out of some there. I got out of 10 actually. I had 15 on. I got out of 10. If this keeps breaking, great. Because I'm short. I'm already short NASDAQ, and I'm about to be short maybe Russell. Of course, Russell's always doing his own thing and won't break out of this zone right now. But I'm happy. Meaning I'm happy if this thing rolls off the page. I only have 5 left, right? All right, so my stop, here's another stopper in here. I'm going to combine these two in NASDAQ. I'm leaving my stop where I had it at 89 there. But this is the new event that I can trade off of. And actually we have a variation I can trade off of this event. Move this up here. Let me put this in real quick and then I'm going to put this... We'll go over this too here. This is all the stuff that I use. Actually, no, that's for my trade room. Take that back. This is here. This is the zone drawing tool right here. It's in the Bookmap Marketplace. You have the basic and the pro. If you get the basic, you get access to the pro. I'm going to be updating that too. I'm going to send you guys out the new version here as soon as Yuan gives me the green light. So if you have the beta, you're going to get the new version here soon. But we'll go over all this stuff. Let me post this in the room on YouTube. That should be posted. If you don't see it, let me know. If you can't access it, let me know. What else? So this sucks. This really sucks on this crude trade. If I was watching this, I would have been on a half up here, and I just didn't. And now I'm probably gonna get stopped out. So it's gonna be a scratch trade, but I cost myself. Not cool. This is one of my issues of watching as many markets as I do, doing webinars, so on and so forth. I miss trades, miss exits, leave orders in the order book, just stupid crap. But if my room took this trade, they better have been getting out of some up here. So that was a very important there. All right, what is going on? Something just fired off. I can't find my. There we go. So again, you see how I'm hearing things, but I'm not really hearing them. Hit File, Alerts, and you can get it text-wise too, so you can go back and say, what did I just miss? So I'm not going to trade soy meal right here on this webinar. Natural gas, potentially. So nothing really doing except for NQ stops a while ago, like 5 minutes ago. All right. So you can see this is why I got out of some here. Let me make sure I got out of. Yes. Yeah. See how it bounced right off that area. Oh, extreme standard deviation of VWAP. Oh, this is a pretty tight VWAP too. But that on top of the reason I would normally just get out of half here, but to visit this again, this overall market, I mean, this tick can't get below zero. This is nutty, just nutty trade the last couple days. Like the overall market, the Mag 7's driving things, but the overall market is just doing its own thing. It's really weird. So this is not bearish at all. I got out of some. Got out of more than I normally would with that thesis. And I'm trailing my stop here on NASDAQ. You know, if this actually might be a bullish setup, I'd need to be looking at that too. Hold on, is this an Izzy zone? So I may get out of this short and flip long here. Come on. Yes. Actually, I should be out of some right here. I just talked about getting out of some at this zone. So what am I doing? Let me get out of a couple. NASDAQ. So you see what I mean though? I'm like missing exits because I'm doing this webinar and I'm trying to cover everything. Got out of some of those. Got to get out of some of these. What is this? Number 12. And, hold on. 96. I had the bark on too. So I had 5 on. I'm getting out of a couple here. I'll go over this here in a second. All right, so out of some there too. So this is an important area. We were talking earlier, there was really nothing, but I forgot about this, right? So I got out of some. Now, if this volume event turns bullish, I'm going to take an Izzy long here. I'll stop out of my shorts, full stop out of my shorts, and I'm going to turn around and go long, right? Volume event, pukes, Dumb and Dumber potentially. If it moves out of here, I'm out of my shorts into the Izzy long. Let me get that set up. So, and everything's on here as far as my size and everything, right? So I can turn around. I could put on 4. All right, that's working. So I'll be out of my shorts into the Izzy long. See if this was a pick too. So these are areas that I look for these aggressive trades. Is this a pick trade too? No. So remember I said earlier, I'm like, there's nothing to get out. Someone in my trade room asked, or in the YouTube asked, he's in my trade room too, where would I get out? I said, well, nothing, down to here. And then, but I didn't realize that was an Izzy zone, so that's why I got out some there. So there's nothing for me to get long other than an Izzy here if this last event turns bullish. So got my stops trailed, and I'll go into the long. And there's still a way I can go short this as well. I don't know yet until it hits the ATR or the ATR. That's how I determine. So if this hits the ATR, I know this is a bullish event. If it hits here, I can take shorts, or add to shorts, I should say. So. Any questions? Let's see here. When is the CL numbers? CL numbers in 9 minutes, 8 minutes. It's 10 o'clock Central on holiday weeks on Thursdays. It's usually 9:30 on Wednesdays. You guys can't hear me? Oh wait, looks like it's okay. RT, good call, Jim Thomas. RTY was 800 plus. It was actually 1300. Yes, we went over that. So this is a while ago. Appreciate the perspective view, trade planning, learn every time I'm here. Thank you, Scott. You're welcome. IMW along with Cree looking decent. I don't know what that means, but I'm glad it's looking decent for you. All right. I mean, it's just, the overall market, it just will not break. So the markets are just sitting here. I'm telling you though, if this thing starts to motor, start to break the zero line, get minus 500. I got something in natural gas. Maybe I'll trade that since nothing's going on here. But you see this overall market is just sitting at the highs. Very odd trade the last 2 days. But see, this is a good example of, if you're traditionally looking at this, you're like, wow, the overall market's bullish. The tick can't break zero. I'm going long here. Well, you got killed so far. You see me get long anything? No. Right? This is why these events are so important in your trading. If you're just looking at the overall market, you're like, I'm getting long ES right here, man. I'm going to get long here too, and here. How's that feel right now? Right? I didn't get long anything. I'm actually short because of the volume events. Most important thing in futures trading you can ever use, in my opinion. All right, let's see what's going on in natural gas while we watch paint dry in here. Where's that? Where are you, natural gas? I can't find the chart. Oh, it's right in my face. Sorry. All right, so we got a buy ice event here. You can see how this is motoring down to this liquidity. Surprise, surprise. Right? These guys want their fills. They will get their fills. This is the big money. How do I know that? Because I used to play this game all day, every day in the ES. I would load up the order book with thousands. Back then, you could put 1,000 in, and then, so that would be me on the liquidity, and then I would test the water, sell a little. No one responded. Sell some more. No one responded. Then I would step on the gas. Everyone would jump on my coattails because they see all these orders selling, and they would run it right into my bids out of the trade. I'm not saying this is exactly what these guys are doing, but if you use those principles, that these are magnets, you have an extreme edge just with the liquidity alone. Remember, guys, when I first saw Bookmap, I knew I was back as a trader because I was out of the business because I got knocked out because the algos knocked me out. I knew I was back just by this stuff and in the heat map and everything else because Dr. Brett Steenbarger had called me and said, you want to look at this software program? It reminds me what you used to do, because he sat behind me for close to a year when he was writing his book, Enhancing Trader Performance. He wanted to see me because the year prior I had made $10 million scalping in the market. And he wanted to see how I viewed the markets. So after I got knocked out, he knew I was out of the business. He contacted me and said, take a look at Bookmap. So this is even before the SI indicator. And I said, wow, I'm back. And then when this came out, I said, wow, I'm back and I'm going to be a multimillionaire again. So incredible information. The other thing too, guys, all he's talked about after the last couple talks I've seen him do, you can find his talks on the, this is him on Twitter. Watch some of these videos. So he's Steenbob. Watch these videos. All he talks about are the traders because he's worked with all these huge funds. He's like the top trading psychologist in the world now. All he talks about is the traders that do well and that are profitable, do things that other people are not doing. It's not joining the crowd with the usual stuff, the moving average or Bollinger Bands or whatever you're using. It's doing unique stuff. Well, this stuff is still unique. Like, there are very little traders using this information, and I don't know if I mentioned, it's the most important information you can ever use, right? So take advantage of this stuff while the mass of traders, majority of traders are using this, right? This is something unique. The way we trade this is unique, and that's why it's such an edge. So watch his stuff. It's all he ever talks about is doing something that the general public isn't doing, general trading public, and that's exactly what we're doing. And the whole idea is you're learning from me because of my experience as a scalper and understanding what these volume events mean and how the market reacts to them, and so on and so forth. So you're using my knowledge. You don't have to go through 20 years of pain getting kicked in the teeth and other areas of your body. You can learn what not to do. So you don't have to go through 20 years of pain and what to do, right? So that's why I hope you listen to what I'm telling you. all right, I mean, something's up here, right? Like these market, we all know if you trade equities, you know, equity futures, you know, every chance they get, they do that. For this not to be doing that, especially the overall market, I'm telling you, this could get ugly. I don't know. Nobody knows until it happens. But this is very odd trade. Just like yesterday, it was very odd trade where it would not break. Trust me, I got tortured for about 5 hours. Today, it's the opposite. The overall market's bullish, and these things won't rally. So we'll see. And what's driving this very likely is this activity in the hero. Look at this. So look at this Mag 7 down at the lows. The overall market is on its highs. Something's going to give here soon. Like I said, the minute this turns over, it's going to get interesting. And we already know, so we have the knowledge of knowing from Spot Gamma how under this 5250 in the SPX, he says it's going to be very likely a quick trip down to 5210. So I am leaning towards this thing getting killed, right? It's still right here. You guys got to remember this too, like as far as overall understanding, it doesn't mean it just hits this and ricochets. Sometimes it does, but you know, this is still hanging around this. This could easily hold, and then this would still be support, right? So don't just say, well, it's under 5250 now. It's still kind of hanging here, but I'm telling you, this if this gets a little lower, then it's bye-bye. So we'll see. I have my trades on. I still have some on. Short, NASDAQ, NES. Now I wait. The other thing I can do too here is keep an eye on the market pulse. We haven't gone over market pulse. There's nothing really going on, but this tells me market pulse shows you. So it's basically this. This is, I use tick strikes. Let's just go over this real quick here, what I'm using. Because I always get questions on what I use, right? So I got to get out of this crude trade. So this actually came back a little bit. I'm out. I'm not holding this into the number. So I am out of this puppy. All right, so I was fortunate that came back a little bit. There's something wrong with Rhythmic today. It's not. All right. I don't know what's going on with that thing. Came back a little bit. I still cost myself about 30 ticks not getting out up there, but all right, we'll wait for the number and possibly put on a trade there. So again, drawing tool, you get everything drawn for you, and the entries, exits, everything else. It's awesome. It's basically this spreadsheet. I haven't even really showed it today, I don't think. Where is the spreadsheet? It's not on here. That's interesting. Where is my spreadsheet? Hold on. Did I X out of it? I guess so. I'm just gonna, this is the one that my room gets anyway, so I'll just use this one. Alright, I'm just waiting for a setup in crude here. So this is the spreadsheet, right? So if I'm trading ES, this is what I'm looking at. Anyway, what I was showing you is this, you know, you put in your account size, the max you want to lose, so again, I'm risking 10% on these trades. That's too much if you're trading your rent money. Then you put in, you know, say this isn't accurate right now, but I'm just putting in a zone, right? 52.45, 52.40, right? So the whole idea is this information, entry price, if you validate short, long, all of that stuff is on the zone drawing tool. That's what I'm getting at, right? So just a godsend. Thank God for Johan, again, nominated to the Trader Hall of Fame. So that's that. Here's my course. So everything I'm talking about, these volume events, we have specific names and criteria for what happens at those volume events. So this is the course, which you get in the course, and it has everything in here, how to draw the zones, the settings, the thresholds, sweep settings as well, and the on-chart, sub-chart, and then these are my setups, right? So these specific setups are what we trade off of, and they have significance in whether, like a Dumb and Dumber is a stop run, which flips the other way, stop and hold, so you get a stop run that continues. That Titanic's ice in that direction. So like, if this turns out to be a bearish event, this is a Titanic because it's sell ice, right? Very technical terms, not broken ice is when the big money's wrong. Double whammies when you get a stop run into the waiting hands of the big money, so there'd be like a sell stop run into the buy ice, big money buy ice. Step rows is when you get stop runs and ice in the same direction. Very powerful setups. Double whammy and step rows too. So that's that. This is what I just showed you. You can get my spreadsheet or my zones as part of my trade room. You get these for free, but if you can't get in the trade room, you can get a subscription to that. Here's my website, email if you need to get a hold of me. Here's my Twitter. Here's the trade room. You can come in there, and I do this every day, what I'm doing today. And then here's the discount links, discounts to Bookmap, the MBO. You don't get a discount to that, but you need the MBO. This what gives you this what powers the information on the sub, for the zones and the sub chart, the SI indicator. Apex is what I use for these trading strategies. Use Pulcini for 50 for any of their discounts they go on. Like right now, it's at 90% off. I think whatever discount they have, this code works. You can use that. Spot Gamma, you can get that. Use this code. You can get 2 free weeks of that. You get everything. You get the hero. You get his daily commentary. That's that. This is all on the YouTube channel, by the way. I already posted this document. Tick Strike. So that's this. This is basically telling me. So I have the Mag 7 stocks here, and then the futures, and I have it. It's a gauge between 1 and 15. So as it gets 15 is like the maximum selling. So right now you see Tesla's at a negative 12. I have it set at 11, so it doesn't even light up or make noise unless it gets to an 11. So what I was getting at here, I'll get here in a second, but the market pulse. But here's Trader Sync to keep track of your trades, very important. So many people in my room have finally started using this, and they start to see their tendencies and when they should be trading, when they shouldn't, what markets they should be trading and shouldn't. This is the best one I've seen as far as trade tracking, journaling. Ludwig levels, need no explanation. This is the second most powerful thing I've ever seen in my life. Futures trading next to the SI indicator. She's in the room too, so she comes in and lets us know when things are rolling, so on and so forth. And then there's the reviews of my trade room. There's one jackass in there, but other than that, good reviews. The guy was mad because I didn't kiss his ass, and he was not smart enough to figure out how to cancel the room. So, I was going to show you guys something else. I can't remember. Let's see what we're doing here. Like, this is just, I'm telling you, for these markets not to have rallied, this might get ugly. Every chance they get, they bungee jump this thing, and it's just sitting here. So we just need this to start selling off. Stop sitting at the highs. I just can't get it. It's just such a strange environment lately. Like, look at this thing. It can't get under negative zero. Zero. All right, we got new setups. I can trail my stop again. Yeah, I just said negative zero. There's not such a thing. All right, so now what I can do here, one, I'm going to trail my stop to this new event, right? That's now at 67. Remember, it was at 81 or 89. Now it's down to 67. Now here's a variation. I can add to this bark trade I got on, if it does that, as long as this one doesn't validate as a long, right? And then I can actually do that too. So once again, you can see on a trending day, this one had never qualified as, never got bullish, right? So this is still a bearish event. So there's a way I can get short that. There's a way I can go short that, meaning add to the trade. Other than that, I'm trailing my stop to this long aggressive price, 67.50. Put those in here. This is a good trade so far, especially being short. All right, so just retest. That's another great thing about Bookmap Bob here talking. He lets you know when, off the zone drawing tool, that when these zones retest, invalidate, so on and so forth. It's awesome. Yuan for president. 68 is now the stop price. That. This is 112. Got that. And what else did I have on? That was it. Wait, no. Sorry, I had Izzy on too. All right, So those stops are working. Now what I can do is just retested this, right? So this was the ATR line for this puppy. Got there. Bearish event. Here's your retest. That line comes back. I'm going short. Where that was. Not this line because that's off the new event. That's this prior one here, I believe. Oh, no, it's this one here. Sorry. Right. So I'm going to add to this bark trade at 18,622. And I'll put on 4. Let's get that set up. All right, that's working. So all I got going here is bark because I don't see any lick down here. They may have put something down, but there wasn't. I mean, you could. This is. I'm not gonna. I wouldn't trade this lick trade anyway because I'm getting in. Right? Say this was heavy resting liquidity. It's not that heavy. Well, if I'm going long, I'm just going short at 22. I mean, it's 22 points down to that lick. That's not a good risk reward because I'm risking all the way back up to here, right? So I'm not going to put on. I'll put on the bark trade. If that comes down to 22, I'm short off of that, and then I can do the same thing to that guy. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, I trail my stops for my shorts to that. So I'm guaranteed to make money on that trade now. And let's see what the ES is doing here. Whole bunch of nothing. So I already got some of this ES, most of these ES, but I still have a few on. I still have a third on. It just keeps bouncing off this market profile composite. And then as far as thesis goes, you know, if this finally does get in this guy, say I get an event, I'll take a pick short, and when markets get into market profile composites, the expectation is to get to the other side. And that would be just right in line with the spot gamma stuff, so on and so forth. So I'm hoping to get another event here and I can go short the pick trade too. But be careful on that blue lug because it's very likely going to bounce here. So we'll see. But I'm still short. I will get out at the blue lug if it can't push through there. And then we wait for new events. Nothing is happening here. Russell's sitting in this zone for an hour. This feels like breath holding to me. Right? Our game got really aggressive here. Got a mouthful of 1,300 sell ice. They're not feeling real hot right now. Then I mean, they're nothing's going on. This starts moving against them. You're going to see very likely some pukes, aka stop runs. I feel like I've been on for like 2 hours. It's only been an hour and 10 minutes. All right, questions? Throw them in YouTube. My volume's low? You're talking about me or someone else? Who are you talking to, Madam Chisholm? What you talking about, Willis? All right, let's see. I was going to go over to NG and I got sidetracked. Let's see if we missed something here. Yep, buy ice. Weird. Got the buy ice and sell ice here. And there you go. I think this was an Izzy zone, so I missed a trade, per usual. Yuppers. Should have been long there. So, inflection zone. Volume event. Should have been long right here. Ripping off the page, so I missed that one. Let's see what else I missed. Huh, what do you know? Hopefully this was not, hopefully we had new lugs down here. No, could have taken an I lug U here. So this went a little bit below the lug, but I could have taken that. Missed that trade. This is, I believe, a market profile composite. Yeah. So I got to draw these new ones because it rolled and I lose my composites. So this is one you want to pay attention to if it comes back down here. Not quite there. So missed a couple trades here. I mean, technically I could go long if it comes back here. But what I would have done here anyway. So off of these events, or this last event, I wouldn't combine these per se because it's bias and sell ice, so I would have traded off the most recent event. My entry was there, but I probably wouldn't have gotten. I would have moved it out of this zone. So my entry could have been in right around 93 versus 86. So I'd be willing to risk the extra 7 ticks. So we've been talking about this little webinar. I try not to enter in prior events. So if that comes back, I'll put it on. Tells me I can put on 1.5. I'll put on 2. This is ILUG-U and Izzy. Natural gas long. So I usually don't put on trade. Like if I were to have already got out of some, I don't put it on if it comes back. But this doesn't look. I wouldn't have got. There's no area here. I would have pieced out of this already. So I'm okay putting this on if it comes back. So 93. I'm gonna put it on. Probably won't come back because when I miss trades, they don't ever come back. It feels like, but I'll put it on if it does. What did I say? ILUG-U. What number is ILUG-U? Give me a second here. So an ILUG-U is just an iceberg at the lug. That's number 83. So that's this trading strategy here. Iceberg at lug, and it's got to be in the same to be an aggressive trading, meaning the first move out, it's got to be synonymous with the lug, meaning buy ice. I mean, technically this was sell ice, so, but there was buy ice down here too, so I'm okay taking that aggressively. Otherwise, I would wait for that, but I'm okay taking that aggressively because there was buy ice here originally. So that comes down to this 93 area. I'll go long. I just missed the trade, so. Let's see what happens there. Now we're in a holding pattern. These markets just won't break. I mean, it's already a good trade in NASDAQ and ES, but like we need this to start motoring lower. You can see here though, look, this is basically the mag, this is the synthetic of the Mag 7. You can see that is getting smushed today. That's why the markets are on their lows. This is not. Hey, we got, whoa, what's going on here? Craziness. We got almost a minus 500 tick. That could be showing something's, we're going to get this agreeing with the overall market's going to agree with the Mag 7, and then this thing should get smoked. So, just hovering at its lows. So, webinar here today. For subscribers. All right, pretty boring. Let's see, nothing's come out in crude since the number. I got out before the number. So I'm just waiting for a new event there. Again, if I get any event that's bullish in crude, I'm trading double size to the long side because of what it did. And you can see it just keeps putting in buying tails. That's instant rejection. This is already a bullish market. It did its usual juke move, right? Where it comes back, held where it should have held, buying tail, buying tail. If I start getting bullish events, I'm trading those double sides to the upside. If I get bearish events, below this zone, then I'm going to trade double size to the short side because that's a failed breakout of that. But right now, it's not looking like that's going to happen. It looks like it's just going to resume its up move. Now the guy's starting to pull as well. So I know all this when I'm not scrambling to figure out where we're at and what I'm going to do. I already know all this. That's what you want to do with all your markets that you're watching. Because when they get the events, a lot of times you don't have time to come over here and check out everywhere you're at. So I know that in the back of my head. If I start seeing bullish events, it's go time. And another thing you want to look for here, if this gets inside this market profile composite, expect the other side. And that's pretty much that. Red lug. Alright. It's a bit low for me at least. I don't know why. So this, let's check this out. I'm not sure why it's doing this. So this should be on like high. Oh, maybe it's this. I don't know. If you guys know this platform, let me know. I think this is for the internal noises though, like my tick strike and my Bookmap Bob talking. See, this is on max, so I don't know why that's not I'll have Dan from Bookmap look at it later. I don't know why that's doing that. 200 sell ice on CL. Thank you. I do want to combine. Let's see. This is what he's talking about here. So remember, this is going to fire off these zones, and it's going to read off because I have. So this is the subchart. My threshold's 150. Well, this sell ice was not 150. This wasn't 150, but combined, it's over 150. So I can draw this zone. So this is why even if you have the zone drawing tool, you want to know how to draw the zone. So I missed this because I wasn't watching. Some trader in my trade room caught this, put it in the YouTube channel. You can see this black line here too. That's where it came in. So this looks like it's one house. So I'm going to draw the sell ice here. This. And we'll see if this is right. Let's see how far I got to come down here. So you want to see where this spikes, right? So it's spiked here, so it's at least there for the bottom. Let's see if it spikes again after that. Not seeing anything. So that looks like the proper zone right there. Came in right here. See how it spiked there? And then you have one little blip here. It was here. That would trigger the next one. And then more there. So that's the zone. All right, so if this moves higher, now I just wait. You don't see me going long. I am bullish, but I'm not going long until I see my criteria. Would have to touch that. If we do that, I can take barks and licks. I'm sure there's liquidity up here. Yeah, there's some right here, but that's right where I'd be entering. But there's more up here, so I could put on bark and lick trade. Blind ATR retest confirm, bark and lick. Let's see what else we got. See if there's anything aggressive I can do here. Meaning first move out of the zone where I'm not waiting for a retest. Is this a pick? The bottom of this guy is right around 72. Yeah, it's a little high for a pick. If it came a little lower, I could. Right, so if this came down into 70, I could take a pick long aggressively, but this is a little too far for that trading strategy. And then let's see where we're at here. I just had this chart. I mean, so that, this isn't an Izzy zone, but it's just been sitting in this Izzy zone. So I mean, you could take, Izzy zones are meant to be fade trades. So like, I did take this one earlier because it moves into the trade and you take the fade. This one's just sitting in the zone. You could take it. I probably will just because I have a bullish thesis. But for that, if it's just sitting in the zone, I need to see ATR retest confirm, like the barks. All right, so I'm about to get stopped out of the rest of these NASDAQ. So I did the proper thing. I got out of some lower into that Izzy zone. Then I trailed my stop to the most recent. Now I'm actually long Izzy here. Actually didn't fill me yet. That was natural gas that just got long. I'm about to get filled. So remember, we got out at that Izzy zone on the way down here. I got out of half of them. And then I trailed my stop to this event. And now I'm going to go long. If it touches this price. Hold on, I think it was a little higher than that. I had
CL
68.
short validated.
Why is this not? Oh, I had it working. It was at 68. This has moved down to 66.75 now. So this adjusts to the ATR, the average true range. The one issue now, though, you want to be very careful trading at this time period between 10:30, I'd say about 10:15, 10:15 to 12:30 Central. No go. You can, but this is when New York starts to go to lunch, Chicago starts to go to lunch a little later, then you get these algos just whipsawing you to death, right? So I still haven't filled on this, by the way. That was natural gas. I took long as it came back down to this zone, like I said. So I'm long NG. We just went over this trade, so I'm long NG. I got filled there, and my stop is down here. Right here, show line, 57.
S&P Ice Iceberg by RT, 700 to contracts.
All right, so this ended up being, this is a bullish event for Russell, right? Remember we were going to go short this? I didn't do anything off of this because I never got the ATR below here or the entry. I was going to go short aggressively too. Now, this is a bullish event. I think this is pulling. We talked about this scenario, and this is happening. So things are changing now. Now looks like the markets are going to rally because the overall market just would not break. This is pulling right now, right? So actually, this is a heavy Al trade right now. What's a heavy Al? Hal. It's right here. One of my trading strategies. Algo Guy cross with heavy relative volume. Take any trade during or just after Algo Guy cross with heavy relative volume coming in. That's exactly what's happening right now. Here's your heavy relative volume. Right there. Right, so I'm looking at a 5-minute chart. This is telling me the exact time period of the day for the last. I have it set for 30 days. This is really important information. So you got that. Then you got this. Whoops. Hopefully I didn't knock us off the stream there. So this is crossing right now, right? I usually like to see some space, but meaning I want to see some space in the cross like that, but I'll take this long off of this event that just happened, right? So we had some buy. So this buy ice is probably, don't know. You're never going to know. Don't spend time trying to figure it out. This buy ice is probably this sell ice getting the hell out. Like, okay, we were wrong. Look at this. Like, you don't. I will be willing to bet large amounts of money that this is this entity saying, oh shit, we're wrong. Pardon my language. I'm going to make this one big zone. Then we can do a couple different things here off of this. Come on. So that's your newest zone. This is hysterical to watch, right? Let's there's almost no doubt in my mind that this buy ice is this dude getting the hell out of their trade, right? So take advantage of it. Anyway, there's a couple things we can do here. I can still take long, Algo Guy's crossing long, so I could potentially go ATR retest confirm, barks and licks, see if there's liquidity up here. Not really. So just a bark off of that. And then if this doesn't come back to the zone and just starts to take off, well, I have another trading strategy I can put on the heavy Al, and I would get long right there, and I can put on 11. And then I can potentially take bark off of this one too. So those are a couple of strategies there. Let's see if we got anything else.
At 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we get the US 4-week bill.
This is a potential Izzy short if this were to fail. It's not. I can't go long here. Izzy or fade trade, but we have the buy ice. If this fails, I'll take an Izzy short. But other than that, I would not take it long off of that for that area. So there's nothing to do on that. Let's check if we see anything on market profile. What is that? All right, so I got. Let's see. So I'm out of my short in Nasdaq, and I'm in the Izzy long now. So I'm long there. I want to see something here. Yeah, you could take, if this fails, you can take a pick short. If this holds, you could take a pick long. I would wait for ATR retest back into this dude because it's not quite there yet, right? So we've got 3 different strategies potentially off of this event. And this one too, potentially. We can take bark. We could take actually the pick off of that. And in this one, I could take heavy Al aggressively. And then I could take bark off of that, and I could take a pick off of that. So a lot going on here. If this were to fail, then I can take an Izzy short, right? So again, there's different scenarios depending on how it moves out of this volume event. That's it. It's very simplistic, right? And that's how I like my trading. I make it as simple as possible. I don't have all this conflicting information. I let the volume events tell me what to do. All right, so we were short Nasdaq, new event. Trail my stop. I got some down here, trail my stop, and now I flipped long. right? I let this event tell me what to do. The most important thing you can look at in trading, in my opinion, are these volume events. That's this zone, if I can find the damn thing. Half my life is searching for these charts that I just move randomly on my computer and I can't find them. Hold on. I only have about 45 charts that I'm looking at here. Why can't I find this chart? If you guys got questions, throw them in because I got to hop off here pretty soon. I got yelled at a couple weeks ago for going too long, so I can't go. Why can't I find this damn zone, man? Here we go. Or this damn chart. Here we go. All right, so this is what I did. Right? I was short. Remember, I got out because we hit this zone of some of them. Right here. Got out of some. Then, now, there's volume event stop run. I turned around and got long off of this event. I mean, this zone. So I'm long. Algo guy is still not bullish. So if this happens to pull, it's probably going to pull because all we ever do is bungee jump. Then I can potentially still go long this guy. It's not yet, but I have this that I can trade. ATR retest confirm if that does that. Other than that, if I get a new event, then definitely I'll be able to do that. But you can see, like, I'm not like, I didn't sit here wondering, oh my God, I'm still short. Should I get out? Should I hold on? Blah, blah, blah. I let the volume event tell me. I got out of some of my important area. I paid myself as the market made money to me, available to me, and then I let this tell me, okay, it's time to get out of my short. Does that mean it can't turn around and do this? No, but this is the edge. I trade my edge, and I keep putting them on. Long. Yes, I still have a couple shorts on. Nothing's happened in there. I got out of that important area earlier. You know, if I don't get an event here, then I'm going to let this thing come all the way back on me because those are my rules. I got out of some down here at that market profile composite. If this comes all the way back,
Shortly expecting the
stops me
results
out
of the
for the
4-week bill
remaining
auction
5 I have on out of the
high yield.
15, then that's what happens. If I get another event, that's ideal, right? Then I can trail, say another event comes in right now, then I'll trail my stop to that. Other than that, I'll let this come back, stop me out. I'm very consistent in what I do, right? You have to be consistent. You start trading by feel, your gut feeling. I think this is going to happen. You are in for a world of hurt because that's what these algos want you to do. Like the other day, I was one of these Apex accounts. I was telling my room, I was $60 away from qualifying for the $250,000 account, and I started to scalp Nasdaq just on feel, just to try to make $60, and then I ended up losing like $400. I used to do this all the time with my real, like when I was in my trading firm too. I'd look at my P&L and I'd be up like 99,900, and I'd be like, okay, I got to make that extra $100, then I can leave. And then I would screw around and I end up losing like 10 grand. So same thing happened the other day. The point is, good luck trying. Like, I used to be one of the best on the planet scalping, and every feeling I have is usually wrong. So I would like, the other day I was trying to make $60. I'm like, okay, this is going to rally. Buy it, it would do that. Okay, I'm going to sell it, it would do that. Don't do that. Have your criteria, have your trading strategies, follow your rules. So that was just a nice reminder for me not to do that. I already know that, but I was just being a little silly trying to make $60 and cost myself $400. All right, last question here, Daniel Parks. Hey, Scott, the destined volume will be the market pulse for any other platform running out of your system. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I don't know why the mic is so low, guys. I really don't. I don't have a problem when I do my webinars for my trade room. It's something with this. I'll have Dan look at it. But see, this is really low. This is really high, so that's why I had this down. So I don't want that to drown me out. All right, no other questions. Decent trades here. We were short, took advantage of them. This is not surprising. We kind of called this was probably going to happen unless this could turn over, and it's actually making highs. So now everything's starting to flip. This thing couldn't get below the zero line barely. We got out of some. We got out of more than usual because of what was going on with this. Right? Now, it's a good trade. And now I'm long. Right? Hero. I'm sure this is probably turning up now too. There you go. There's your flow. So here comes the bungee jump. I'm long. Nasdaq, I'm still short a couple of yes. I'll get out of those. And I'm looking to go long Russell too. Russell's its own little world, and that's about to be hit too. So this is heavy L here. I'm putting on 12 at 83. So that's going down there too. So have fun with that bungee jump. Crude, I'm looking for, I'm long actually natural gas here. We went over that trade and crude, any volume events going forward. I'm trading double sides to the long side. So, all right, that's what I do twice a day, every day, most days. Some afternoon webinars we don't have when the trade's terrible. But I do this twice a day, every day. Come on by, learn how to trade. I'll see you.